Wife left after I lost my job. Yeah, that's the headline of my life right now. Not exactly how I pictured my 20s ending, but here we are. 29 and starting over. Let me back up a bit. 3 months ago, I'm sitting in this glass conference room thinking I'm getting pulled in for some project update. Instead, there's HR dude with that face, you know the one, where they're trying to look sympathetic but also like they didn't just ruin your life. Unfortunately, due to company restructuring. Blah blah corporate speak for AI is doing your job now, good luck. I walk out with a cardboard box like some cliché from a bad movie. Security watching me like I might steal a stapler. 9 years of education, for years climbing the ladder, gone in a 15-minute meeting. The tech industry's a joke now. You can be replaced by an algorithm faster than you can update your LinkedIn profile. The drive home was brutal. Kept rehearsing how to tell her. We had just put money into her salon after she convinced me it was her dream. Took out a second mortgage on our starter home for it. The place barely broke even most months. When I walked in, she was watching some reality show, hair in a messy bun, wearing my old college sweatshirt. Looking back, that was the last normal moment we had. They let me go, I said, standing there like an idiot still holding that box. Her face did this thing where it tried like 5 expressions before settling on concern. She jumped up, hugged me tight. We'll figure it out. We always do. We're a team. Promised we'd get through it together. Budget tighter. Cut back on extras. All that responsible adult talk. I actually believed her. First few weeks weren't bad. She'd make coffee while I sent out applications. Kiss me on the head. My smart guy, someone's gonna snatch you up. She'd come home from the salon with leftovers from the cafe next door. We'd watch stupid shows to forget about our shrinking bank account. Started calling it fun employment, like that made it less terrifying. You don't realize how much of your identity is tied to your job until it's gone. What do? Becomes the question you dread at family gatherings. Everyone has advice. Network more. Have you tried this job board? My cousin's neighbor's dog walker needs an IT guy. Yeah, thanks. Every morning, same routine. Wake up, shower like I'm going somewhere important. Put on a decent shirt for video interviews that never materialized. 8 hours minimum submitting resumes into what felt like a digital black hole. Got really good at writing cover letters nobody reads. Started recognizing the automated rejection emails by the first line. She was patient at first, bringing me lunch at my desk. Any bites today? With that hopeful smile. Would tell her about the promising leads that weren't actually promising. Just didn't want to see that smile fade. Pretending became our new normal. Me pretending I wasn't panicking. Her pretending she wasn't worried. The savings cushion deflated faster than we expected. Bill payments went from automatic to which ones are absolutely necessary this month. Conversations shifted from when you get a job to if you get a job. The tension started living with us. Like an unwanted roommate taking up space between us on the couch. I caught her checking the salon's accounts late one night. That blue light illuminating the worry lines I hadn't noticed before. We're fine, she'd say, closing the laptop too quickly. We weren't fine. I knew it. She knew it. But saying it out loud would make it real. So we kept up the charade. Dancing around the elephant in the room that was getting bigger by the day. Month 2 hit different. The tone shifted so gradually I almost didn't notice. Started with little comments. Did you follow up with that recruiter? When I'd already told her I had. Then more pointed questions. Maybe you should lower your salary expectations. Then the suggestions became criticisms. Maybe if you'd networked more before getting laid off. The support was wearing thin like an old t-shirt, holes appearing where there used to be solid fabric. She started going out more. Just meeting the girls from the salon. Coming home smelling like wine and perfume I didn't recognize. Always on her phone, smiling at texts. Then quickly turning it face down when I'd walk into the room. Classic stuff, right? But you ignore the signs when you're desperately searching job boards 8 hours a day. Our conversations became transactions. Did you pay the electric? Can you pick up toilet paper? The kisses on the head stopped. The encouragement dried up. She'd sigh when I mentioned promising interviews. Started working longer hours at the salon. Trying to make ends meet since you can't. Didn't say it outright, but her eyes did. The we in our problems became you. What are you going to do about the mortgage this month? Not our mortgage anymore. My problem? The team dissolved like sugar in rain. Found her crying in the bathroom one night. Tried to comfort her. She flinched away. We can't keep living like this. That we didn't sound like solidarity anymore. I started sleeping on the couch some nights. Claimed I was staying up late applying for jobs. Truth was, I couldn't handle the cold shoulder in our bed. The wall between us was too thick to punch through. Noticed her dressed nicer for girls' nights. New clothes appearing despite our financial crisis. Taking more care with makeup than she had in years. Still, I kept grinding. What else could I do? Kept believing the next application would be the one. The next interview would land the job. The next paycheck would fix everything broken between us. Man, was I naive. The breaking point came exactly 12 weeks after I lost my job. Tuesday night. Never forget it. She came home late. Didn't text, didn't call. I was worried sick, calling friends, about to call hospitals. Walked in at 11:30 p.m. looking too sober for someone who claimed to be out with the girls. Hair perfect. Makeup intact. Something was off. She sat down at our kitchen table, the one we found at that flea market when we first moved in. We need to talk. For words that never precede anything good. My stomach dropped to my feet. I knew before she said it. I've met someone. Simple as that. 3 words to end 4 years of marriage. 8 years together, vaporized. He had a good job. Stable income. Could provide security she needed. Translation. Everything I wasn't anymore. Claimed it wasn't planned. They just connected at some industry event for salon owners. Been seeing him for weeks. The girls' nights were lies. The late work hours were lies. The supportive wife had been fiction for longer than I realized. I just sat there. What do you even say? Asked if there was any chance for us. She looked at me with pity, worse than hatred. You can't even take care of yourself right now. How could you take care of me? Like I was a project she was abandoning, not a husband she'd vowed to stick with through better or worse. Guess worse had an expiration date. She slept in the guest room that night. I didn't sleep at all. Stared at the ceiling fan going round and round like my thoughts. Where did I go wrong? Was it just the job loss? Had I missed something before? When had I become expendable? By morning, I was hollow. Zombie walking through our house, a house I could no longer afford alone. 2 weeks. That's how long it took her to pack up 8 years. Efficient, right? Left half the furniture to help me out. Her idea of charity. Took the good kitchen stuff, though. The wedding photos. The art pieces. Left behind bills and the dying plants she'd insisted on buying. Moving in with him right away. Didn't even try to hide it. After she left, social media became psychological warfare. Hadn't checked her profiles in years. We were married. What was the point? Big mistake. Her life apparently transformed overnight. Fancy dinners at places we couldn't afford when we were together. Weekend trips to wine country. Photos in front of his house, massive compared to our starter home. His BMW in the background of selfies, perfectly positioned. Caption: finally being treated like a queen. Like I'd been some ogre keeping her locked in a tower, not a husband drowning in our shared debt. Friends took sides without me asking them to. Some stopped talking to me entirely. Others sent screenshots of her posts with angry commentary. Mutual friends became uncomfortable middlemen. She seems happy delivered with apologetic grimaces. Translation: she's better off without you. The digital aftermath of a marriage is its own special humiliation. I shut it all down. Deleted apps. Stopped asking about her. Focused on the only thing I could control, finding work. Treated job hunting like a religion. Up at 6 a.m. Shower. Dress like I had somewhere to go. 8 hours minimum at the laptop. Custom cover letters. Follow-up emails. Skills assessments. Coding challenges. Mock interviews. Networking events that felt like speed dating for the professionally desperate. The rejection became routine. Form emails. Ghosting after promising interviews. We've decided to go with a candidate whose experience better aligns with our needs. Translated: someone younger, cheaper, or with more specific experience. Each one still stung, but less over time. Calluses form on the ego too. 4 months and 26 days after losing my job, it happened. Email subject line: offer letter. Almost deleted it thinking it was spam. Senior software engineer position. Bigger company. More stability. Remote work option. And the number, $330K. Nearly double my previous salary. Sat there staring at it for 10 minutes thinking it was a cruel joke. Called to confirm. Real offer. Valid. They wanted me. Someone actually wanted me. First paycheck hit different. Paid off 2 credit cards immediately. Started tackling the salon debt she'd left behind. Could have fought it legally, but wanted it gone more than I wanted justice. Moved to a smaller place closer to downtown. Less space, better energy. No ghosts of a failed marriage hiding in corners. Stopped living on ramen and frozen burritos. The stress cloud that had been following me started to dissipate. Sleep improved. Started running again. 10 pounds of stress weight melted off. Bought clothes that fit the new me. Got a haircut from a place that wasn't her salon. Little victories stacked up. Realized I'd been breathing shallow for months. Now finally taking full breaths again. Best decision I made. The dog. Golden Retriever puppy. Shelter rescue. Named and chance. Second chances, right? That dog saved my life more than he'll ever know. Having something to care for besides myself yanked me out of the self-pity spiral. Morning walks. Evening fetch sessions. The unconditional excitement when I walk through the door. No judgment. No scorekeeping. No, what have you done for me lately attitude. Gratitude hit me in waves. Thankful we never had kids. Clean break. No custody battles. No child support calculations. No explaining to a confused 5-year-old why daddy doesn't live with mommy anymore. Grateful for friends who stuck around. For parents who didn't say, "I told you so," even when they probably thought it. Started seeing a therapist. Guy, not girl. Needed male perspective. Helped me process without bias. Realized I'd been carrying guilt that wasn't entirely mine to bear. Marriage had problems before the job loss. Money just exposed the cracks, didn't create them. She checked out long before she officially left. The job loss was the permission slip she needed to exit without looking like the bad guy. Life settled into a new rhythm. Work from home with Chance at my feet. Coffee shop on weekends. Hiking trails we discovered together. Rediscovered parts of myself that had gone dormant during the marriage. Started playing guitar again. Reconnected with college friends. Found peace in the quiet spaces that used to feel lonely. 6 months after she moved out, my phone lit up with her name. First time since the divorce finalized. Simple text. Hey, how have you been? Like we were old classmates who'd lost touch, not exes with third-degree emotional burns. Ignored it. 2 days later. Another message. Can we meet for coffee? I've been thinking about us a lot. Ignored that one too. Then 3 more messages, escalating in urgency. Please talk to me. I think I made a mistake. I miss you. Mutual friend filled me in without me asking. Mr. Perfect with his BMW and big house? Yeah, he dumped her. Turned out he was dating 3 salon owners simultaneously. Collecting hairdressers like trading cards. She had to move out. Salon still struggling. Living with a friend temporarily. Financial disaster. The universe's sense of irony is undefeated. Part of me, a small, petty part I'm not proud of, felt vindicated. Karma had entered the chat. But mostly I felt nothing. That void where anger used to live was just empty space now. No satisfaction in her downfall. No desire for reconciliation either. The person who texted me was a stranger wearing my ex-wife's name. Final message came after a week of silence. You were always a loser anyway. Your apartment probably smells like dog. And you were terrible in bed. Classic. Attack when you don't get what you want. The old me would have been gutted. The new me just laughed. Actually laughed out loud. Chance looked at me confused by the sudden noise. Blocked her number. Deleted the message thread. Took Chance for an extra long walk in the park. That night, lying in bed with Chance snoring softly on his dog bed next to me, I realized something profound in its simplicity. I was happy, not ecstatic, not living some Instagram perfect life. Just fundamentally content in a quiet, sustainable way. The kind of happiness that doesn't announce itself with fireworks but settles in gently, like morning light filling a room. Lost a wife but found myself. Lost a job but built a career. The numbers in my bank account are higher, but that's not the real wealth. The real wealth is waking up without that knot of dread in my stomach. It's the freedom to breathe fully. It's knowing my worth isn't tied to someone else's validation. It's Chance's tail wagging when we start our day together. It's the peace that comes from weathering a storm and realizing you're stronger than you thought. Sometimes rock bottom is just the foundation for something better.